We humans are warm-blooded. This means we keep a stable internal body temperature. It doesn't matter if it's hot or cold outside, our bodies stay around 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit or 37 degrees Celsius. But what if we were cold-blooded like snakes or lizards? Cold-blooded animals can't control their own body temperature. They rely on external heat sources like the sun. Imagine needing to sunbathe just to warm up enough to move. This difference in temperature regulation would drastically change how we live. Our lives would revolve around the sun. We would wake up with the sunrise, and our energy would depend on the weather. Our evolution, technology, and even our society would be fundamentally different. Imagine waking up in a world where your body temperature dictates your every move. The first rays of sunlight become your lifeline, the warmth you desperately need to start your day. As a cold-blooded human, your day would begin with the slow and arduous process of absorbing enough heat to become active. This isn't just a casual morning routine, it's a necessity for survival. This might involve basking in the morning sun or lying on warm surfaces. You'd find yourself seeking out the sunniest spots, whether it's a park bench or a balcony, just to gather enough energy to function. Simple tasks like making breakfast or getting dressed would require careful planning and energy management. You'd have to think ahead, ensuring that you have enough warmth to complete these activities without exhausting yourself. You'd have to strategically position yourself near heat sources throughout the day. Radiators, heaters, and even warm floors would become your best friends, essential for maintaining your body temperature. Imagine needing to take breaks to sunbathe just to maintain the energy to work or study. Your productivity would be directly tied to your ability to find and absorb heat. Forget about spontaneous activities or late-night outings. As the sun sets, your energy levels would plummet, forcing you to retreat indoors and conserve what little warmth you have left. Your day would be governed by the availability of external heat, forcing you to live life on a strict schedule dictated by the sun. Every decision, every plan would revolve around the simple yet crucial need for warmth. Our dependence on the sun would be absolute. As cold-blooded creatures, our lives would revolve around harnessing its energy. We'd gravitate towards warmer climates with populations concentrated in tropical and subtropical regions. Imagine cities designed to maximize sun exposure, with buildings incorporating large windows and reflective surfaces. Public spaces would feature solar-powered heating zones where people could gather and warm up. This dependence on external heat would make us incredibly vulnerable to changes in weather patterns. A cloudy day or an unexpected cold snap could bring daily life to a standstill, highlighting our precarious existence in a world not designed for cold-blooded humans. Shelter and clothing would take on a whole new meaning. Our homes would be designed to trap and retain heat, utilizing innovative insulation techniques and passive solar design. Think thick walls, underground dwellings, and communal living spaces to share body heat. Clothing would serve as a portable layer of insulation. We'd likely develop garments with integrated heating elements powered by solar energy or other renewable sources. Imagine wearing lightweight, flexible suits that could be adjusted to regulate body temperature. The fashion industry would revolve around functionality and thermal efficiency. Forget about trends. Our primary concern would be staying warm. Section 5. Survival of the fittest: advantages and disadvantages of cold-bloodedness. Being cold-blooded would present a unique set of challenges and opportunities. Unlike warm-blooded creatures, cold-blooded beings rely heavily on their environment to regulate their body temperature. This fundamental difference would shape our daily lives in profound ways. On the one hand, we'd need less energy to survive. Our metabolic rate would be significantly lower, meaning we wouldn't have to consume as much food to sustain ourselves. This could be particularly advantageous in environments where food is scarce or during times of famine. We wouldn't need to constantly burn calories to maintain a constant body temperature. This would free up energy for other activities and reduce the overall strain on our bodies. Imagine being able to go longer without eating and still feeling relatively energetic. This means we could survive on less food. In a world where resources are becoming increasingly limited, this could be a significant advantage. It would also reduce the environmental impact of food production, as less agricultural land and fewer resources would be needed to sustain the population. We'd also be less susceptible to certain diseases that plague warm-blooded animals. Many pathogens thrive in the stable, warm environments provided by warm-blooded hosts. Our fluctuating body temperatures would make it harder for these diseases to take hold. Our cold-blooded physiology would make us less hospitable hosts for many pathogens. This could lead to a decrease in the prevalence of illnesses such as the flu or the common cold, potentially resulting in a healthier overall population. Imagine a world with fewer cases of the flu or common cold. Hospitals would be less crowded and the burden on healthcare systems would be significantly reduced. People would spend less time being sick and more time being productive and enjoying life. However, our reliance on external heat would make us vulnerable to temperature fluctuations. Extreme weather conditions would pose a significant threat to our survival. In cold climates, we would struggle to stay warm, while in hot climates, we would need to find ways to cool down. We'd be at the mercy of the environment, our activity levels dictated by the weather, our ability to work, play, and even think clearly would be influenced by the ambient temperature. This could limit our ability to live in certain regions and require us to develop new technologies to cope with these challenges. Survival would depend on our ability to adapt and innovate, constantly seeking ways to stay warm and functional. From advanced clothing materials to innovative heating and cooling systems, our ingenuity would be our greatest asset in overcoming the challenges of a cold-blooded existence. Human evolution would have taken a very different course if our environment had been drastically different. Imagine a world where the climate was much colder or hotter than what we experience today. Our bodies would have had to adapt in unique ways to survive and thrive in such conditions. In a colder climate, our bodies would have adapted to conserve energy and maximize heat absorption. This could mean developing thicker layers of fat or more efficient ways to generate and retain body heat. We might have developed larger bodies with a greater surface area to volume ratio, allowing for more efficient heat exchange with the environment. This would help us stay warm in freezing temperatures or cool in extreme heat. Our skin might have evolved to be darker, absorbing more sunlight to produce the necessary vitamin D in regions with less sunlight. Conversely, in extremely sunny environments, our skin might have developed more melanin to protect against harmful UV rays. We might have developed the ability to enter a state of torpor similar to hibernation during periods of cold weather. This would allow us to conserve energy and survive long winters with limited food resources. Imagine spending the winter months in a state of reduced metabolic activity, conserving energy until the return of warmer temperatures. This adaptation would have been crucial for survival in harsh climates. Our brains, too, might have developed differently. In a world where temperature regulation was less of a concern, our brains could have allocated more resources to other cognitive functions such as problem-solving, memory, and creativity. Without the constant need to regulate our internal temperature, our brains might have evolved to be more efficient in processing information and solving complex problems. This could have led to advancements in technology and culture at a much faster rate. Technology would play a crucial role in our survival. We'd develop advanced materials for insulation and heat capture. Imagine clothing woven from fibers that trap heat, or buildings constructed with materials that change their thermal properties based on the weather. Renewable energy sources, particularly solar power, would be paramount. We'd invent sophisticated systems for harnessing, storing, and distributing solar energy. Entire cities might be powered by massive solar arrays, providing the energy we need to heat our homes, power our devices, and fuel our lives. Our reliance on technology would be absolute, a testament to our ingenuity in the face of our cold-blooded physiology. Our social structures and interactions would be fundamentally different. Our daily rhythms would be dictated by the sun. We'd be more active during the day and less so at night, leading to a society that operates on a different schedule. Cooperation and community would be essential. We'd rely on each other for warmth and support, particularly during colder periods. Imagine communal living spaces designed for shared body heat or social gatherings centered around warmth and sunlight. Our culture would likely reflect our dependence on the sun. We might develop rituals and traditions, celebrating the sun's life-giving energy. Our art, music, and literature would be infused with themes of warmth, light, and the delicate balance between our bodies and the environment. If humans were cold-blooded, our world would be a profoundly different place. From our physiology and evolution to our technology and culture, every aspect of our existence would be shaped by our dependence on external heat sources. While it's fascinating to imagine such a world, it also highlights the remarkable adaptations that allow us to thrive as warm-blooded creatures. Our ability to regulate our internal temperature gives us a degree of freedom and resilience that cold-blooded creatures lack. So the next time you feel your heart beating or shiver on a cold day, remember that these are all signs of your incredible warm-blooded physiology, a testament to the power of evolution and the intricate workings of the human body.